Good day and welcome everyone. It's John the Net Guy. Today is Black Friday 2024. Little different layout here in the studio because we're doing a different kind of stream today. Today is the Black Friday deals live stream. We're going to be going through all of the cool stuff that's on Black Friday. Sale, I'm going to overlay the chat here for a second so you can welcome everybody that's showing up. I see Skull is here at the in-laws. Guess I can hang out. Absolutely. We got a lot of really cool tech. Speaking of another tech, Blind Tech just showed up. They beat you to it, man. Yeah, usually you're here first, but they got ahead of you. Let me know how my audio sounds if you could. Am I too loud, too quiet? I've got a bunch of stuff, as I mentioned. If it's your first time here, if you visit that URL at the bottom below, I'm going to go ahead and move a couple things around here so you can see them. You'll get a page that looks roughly like this. If you go back to my deal page, let's see. Amazon.com/shop/that guy. All deals right now for the first part of this are going to be Amazon deals. And the reason is contractual commitment to Amazon. I'm not allowed to sell anything off of Amazon while I'm live streaming on their platform. But we'll shut the Amazon stream down and we'll play around and look at some other really cool deals. But if you click on that idea list there that says Black Friday, you're going to be able to see all of the really cool stuff we're going to talk about today. And I love to see all of the red here. This is discounts, special deals. There are some maximum lowest price ever deals going on right now. So very cool stuff. I do need to start the Amazon people coming in. So let me get my phone set up for that. And if you want me to dig deep on any one of the specific items here, let me know because I can definitely do that. We can. I've got products up here to demo if you want to see what one of those looks like, if you haven't seen one before. Nearly every one of these things I've touched and been hands-on with. There's one here that I'm kind of excited about. I ordered one last night for myself. So let me get the Amazon folks in here. Got to hit this button over here, start streaming, and then hit this button, and hopefully this button turns red. If that's good, we're good to go live on Prime Day, which is Black Friday, and I'm going to go live right now. So 3, 2, 1. We should be live on the Amazon platform as well. Welcome, Amazonians. If it's your first time here, this is John the Net Guy. Taking a quick look at the deals on Black Friday. What's funny is this laptop over here, this screen, is also a touch screen. So I'm going to be clicking on some things and getting used to it. It's the first time I'm using this add-on touch screen, so we'll check it out. But overall, you see here, we've got a ton of monitor deals this time. So Scepter came up with a great pricing on almost all of their lineup. There's a ton for sale. We can come down here. We're going to have some tools and some other stuff. Some of my favorite picks are in here, and I'll talk about those specifically. The first one I want to talk about is actually kind of an oddball. It's an office chair, which you don't generally think of office chairs as being, a high-tech item to buy. But, this one has a mesh back. This is the one that my daughter has, and she uses it every day. I have a Herman Miller over here, and that chair is $500-600 starting. The funny thing about the Herman Miller, it doesn't have a headrest. So my daughter's one has a headrest, as you can see right here. And the funny thing about that headrest is the whole chair is $129 right now on Black Friday. You get a mesh back office chair, chrome wheels, legs, everything. The accessory for my Herman Miller is over $200. So that's what you're talking about in the difference in prices. You can get an entire chair outfitted here for $129, and it's a pretty significant discount here. So that's $50 off, 28%. And that comes with free shipping on here if you're on Prime. So again, I recommend Prime for everybody. That's one of the first deals. I'll go in here and look at the creator videos real quick, only because I actually did an assembly video for this one. Super easy to assemble and overall very high quality. One of the biggest problems with the gaming chairs now is they'll kind of wear out. So you'll use them for a little bit and then they'll get worn and they won't be any good when you need them. You end up throwing them out. The funny thing is, if this thing lasts 5 years of excellent support and then you kick it off to somebody else, that's barely $25 a year. So definitely an excellent value here. If you're looking for a chair, that's from HBATA. That's their P3. They do have the Supreme, which has that kick out leg bolster, which nobody ever uses except my daughter. So they've got that version here for a little bit more. But what I was also interested in is this gray one. So not all office chairs need to be black. If you want the gray, which is not necessarily a white, still mesh back, you can see the quality on that mesh. Super breathable, has the lumbar support down here that you can see, adjustable arms. So you're getting similar to a Herman Miller Aeron quality, and you're getting it for much, much less here on Black Friday. So that's a deal to kick us off here. Got a couple people chatting away. Let's see, we've got a on the fence here about the 32-inch 4K OLED, or about a 32-inch. If you want to put the links in Discord, I can open those up, or I don't think you can put links in the chat, but if you have the Amazon title of the item, you can put it in the YouTube chat, and I can copy it over, and we'll try to take a look at it. We can look at some of those deals together. So that was the first deal I wanted to take a quick look at. If you haven't had an office chair, this is an excellent one. The next one is a product that I absolutely used yesterday. And then, of course, late last night when the battery finally died, it was starting to ding my phone like after I went to sleep, because this is an app-controlled thermometer. You know, there's ThermoPen and a few others that are the real big, brands in this space. But this one here, ThermoPro Temp Spike wireless meat thermometer, if you're doing more cooking, if you're doing barbecues, smoking, any of that kind of stuff, brisket, this can be an amazing tool. If you're doing turkey, which we did yesterday, this is what we used on our turkey. The beauty of this one is, one, you don't have to use the app if you don't want to. You have all of your settings down here in the base. They're rechargeable. There's no batteries finally. The base is rechargeable, and then the base charges it, kind of like your AirPods. So they charge the actual temp spikes here. These are very high quality. I've had some other ones that failed, and I had to throw them out, unfortunately. I even had a meter go bad on me, and they couldn't fix it, so ended up tossing that one. But these have been really good. One of the best features on this one is the estimated time left. Now, I don't know if I'll be able to zoom in here, but hopefully you can see that. That estimated time left is the killer feature here. But that tells you, once you start setting your goal temperature, tells you roughly how much time you have, which for me, with my wife, I don't know about you guys yesterday, but she was like, okay, when's it done? When do I got to put the sides in? And the turkey is kind of variable. You never know how thawed it is. But just going here, I could say, oh, we've got 15 minutes until it hits that temperature. Also has some other really amazing features, with a temp graphing capability. So I'll come over here and we'll take a look at that. If I can zoom out again. Let's see if it will show some of their graphics, because the app control is really good. I didn't take a picture of this one. I do have a video of it, and I don't know if they're actually going to show my brand video on this, because I did a product video for this. Now, everybody else is beating me this time. But fantastic app, very easy to use. If you're looking for a product like this, they have the Temp Spike Dual. Now, if you don't want the twin, you can actually get the single versions of it, and then they have the instant read here. So that's another 40% off deal. This one is $44. It's finally broke that $100 price point, and these things last forever if you take care of them. So, Thermo Pro here has a single version of it. I think it's around 50, 60 bucks. I was looking to see, because usually it will give us that. So this is the Temp Spike. There's another dual one. Taking a quick look here across. There's some meter ones that you can see. So for a single meter, you're looking at almost 80 bucks. So you get a dual here for essentially the same feature set, which is pretty slick. So that is from Thermo Pro. That was the next product I was looking at. Give me 1 second to see if I can order these a little better. Another thing that has been just destroying, if you're actually looking out there for products for your car, this has been killing it on my channel as far as selling stuff and getting commissions, obviously. But I found a better deal on it. So the Lavier one was the one that I had demoed. I also bought this one and tested it out. It's essentially the same operating system. That's the funny thing, is these are all essentially made by the same companies. This is a 4K dash cam along with a rear dash cam, as well as a 1080p backup camera. So it's going to have a backup camera feature if your car didn't come with that. It is going to be a CarPlay receiver for your car. So I have a 2013 Ford Explorer, and it's beautiful, has the Sony sound system, everything. It has navigation, which is now 10 years old, 11 years old. This connects directly to my phone, whereas my car wouldn't do that. And it's wireless CarPlay, which is another cool feature here. So That is a great deal at $79.99. Another lowest price I've ever seen it here. It's been selling up around the $100 range, and you get a great deal on it. Looks like there's another promo here if you had another one of their secret codes. But let me know in the chat if that is something that's of interest to you. Do you have CarPlay? Do you have Android Auto? I should say it also does Android Auto. I don't do Android, so I don't have that to test. Maybe I need to get an Android just to test around. So very cool. Oh no. We're taking a look at the chat here. Blind Tech says, my siblings spilled apple juice on my mouse, which made me kind of mad. So yeah, I need to get a new mouse here. Blind Tech saying, looking for a Steel Series mouse. Oh, his Steel Series is what got damaged. Oh man, sorry to hear that, Jonathan. But hopefully you find a good deal here on Black Friday. We're just zipping through the deals. The next one is kind of funny because I don't know if I actually have the link for it on here. Did I? Yes, I did. Selfie sticks were all of the rage about 10 years ago, but I have found a use case that works so well with this one, and I hope you will too. This is the BZE selfie stick, one of the top best sellers on my channel here. It's 62 inches long. I actually have it in my bag over there if you guys really want to see it, but this has been good. I've even used this for TikTok. So I'll put my phone over here. I'll pull the selfie stick on the ground. It goes almost, I think, a little over 5 feet high, 5'2", and then you have your phone on top of that. And so it's freestanding, and I can run my phone at an angle, horizontal, portrait or whatever. It comes with a Bluetooth remote shutter button. That's another super cool feature here. So this is removable. So if you want to do that family photo and you want to be the cool person this year, you can take this, put your phone in it, set it up, and get everybody where they want to be. You bring this little Bluetooth remote with you, and you can key the shutter for both video and photos off your phone directly from this. So that's pretty cool. Another neat feature. So this is from BZE Selfie Stick. I did have one person that didn't, I don't think, quite understand how this ball head works at the top. Left a comment on one of my videos. I just want to clarify that. So this is a 1/4-20 mount. So you can mount just about anything to it. I don't know if I would trust it with a heavy DSLR, but if you've got a WYZE cam or something else you want to mount to it, you can do that. This ball head lets you turn it in any direction, and it's got a phone, it's a spring-loaded connector, which grabs your phone. But for 16 bucks, including the Bluetooth remote control that is removable, fantastic deal here on Black Friday. So let me know if you're a selfie stick user here. Oh, this is another area I had not thought about using for home brewers. Let me move everything off to the side here a little bit here so I can see that chat. Wireless meat thermometers are also handy for home brewers. Yeah, you need that temperature, be able to watch that. That was pretty cool. I don't know how long this would last for. I think it's going to give you, 7-8 hours of battery life on this one. That's what I've used it for smoking and stuff. It works great. But I wonder how long it would last if you had to keep that permanent. But that's a very interesting comment. I never thought about that for home brewing. Very cool. I'm taking a look at what I had on our list. I'm kind of going through some of my key favorite items here, some deals that I looked back on through previous shows. I did a show earlier this summer, and I introduced you to this item. This is a butane soldering torch, and this thing has been awesome. It is a little bit of a pricier item for your soldering irons and your torches, but honestly, it's worth every penny. You'll need some butane to fill it up, so anything that fills up like a portable lighter or anything like that. It is 20% off, but I don't see this one going on sale all the time. So they've got it on at least somewhat of a sale. The cool thing is what it actually does, and it is all three of these features in one. It's a soldering iron tip, which you can use. It's a heat gun, essentially a mini heat gun, and it's a flame torch if you need to start a campfire or something like that. But it's all three of these in one device using butane, so you don't need to have electricity. I used this on my boat, and we did a ton of stuff. I showed it on the live stream, and this was super fun because you could basically heat shrink your new tubing. They have those new solderless cold solder connectors here, so you can get that low temp solder to flow, and then you can heat shrink the ends at the same time. I did that on my boat, and this thing was just awesome. And it's very easy to use. You can do it one-handed. One of the things I have in my video, which I do actually think I have my video on this one. Here I am. Let me see if it's actually sending audio out. Let me know if you're getting extra audio with this one of me. I think I can stop it that way. But this is the device here when it was on my show, and I'll skip forward to the interesting part, but I'm showing you how to adjust it here. So how you can do the different features. And there's actually me soldering it. So yeah, this is the Amazon video that you would see if you were looking at Amazon, and that's how quickly it works here. It can shrink down the solder. So if you're an electronics guru and you get called out maybe to help friends with car stuff and other wiring stuff, this is a cool thing to have in your tool bag. I also do love this toolbox in the background you see here, but they didn't actually have it on sale, unfortunately. So it's full price right now. I didn't want to put it on the stream just because, you know, I don't know, it's gone up about $10 in price from when I originally showed it. So maybe it got super popular, but that's a really cool tool case too, to put this in along with some other tools. But if you're a tool person, this is one of my favorites. If you look at the reviews, 1,484 sales and 4.5 stars. So not a bad rating on Amazon here for what is generally a single-use tool here. You know, this is a specific, very purpose-specific tool here. And it does have this cover. So, you know, I've used this on the boat. It's still a little bit warm, but I want to put it away. You can throw it inside that and it's not going to melt anything. It does have this leg stand too. So if you're using it one-handed, I've been working on a wire. I want to keep holding the bundle of wires. I'll set it down and on the legs, and then I'll pick it back up and use it again. So really cool feature to have in that one. Let me know in the chat if that's something that you are interested in. If that's something that you do. Do you work on electronics? Do you play with that kind of tech? So not bad. Blind Tech's looking at the Steel Series. We can open another window here and do a quick look. Aerox 9 wireless. Oh, isn't on Black Friday though, so that's what you're looking for. Let me look real quick, Blind Tech. I want to see that one. So we're gonna go here. We're gonna go Steel Series Aerox 9 wireless. I want to see what you got here. Okay, ultra light, water resistant. Well, if you're getting stuff dropped on you, your mouse is getting damaged, you might need that. You know, the other thing about your mouse, Jonathan, you may want to consider is just letting it dry out for a while. I've had this happen to me before where electronics, my friend did a video where electronics, after they get wet for a while, they don't seem to survive. They're out. If you can dry them out completely over a week or two and then try it again, you may get lucky. Definitely pull the battery if you can on something like that. Hey, we got another friend of the show in the chat, Dave Franks, checking in. He's on the Facebook side. We are currently broadcasting to Amazon, Facebook, all over the place right now. Randy says, never used a selfie stick. There is still time. So I'm broadcasting on Amazon. I wanted to double check that over here. Okay, we're going to go back to the deals list and see what else we've got. We got a few other interesting items, and then we're going to get into a whole series of stuff. If you're looking for like the number one deal, if you're just tuning in, the number one deal right now is actually on the WYZE Cam OG. I'm going to bring this up over here for you guys, and I'm going to get it on the side camera where you can see it. So the number one deal today is absolutely going to be this WYZE Cam OG. It is $9.98. This is under $10 for a IP wireless camera with a spotlight, waterproof, which none of the other ones seem to do. And they still, even at that price range, were able to include the micro SD slot in this and the ability to stack these. If you have two of them, you can stack two of the regular ones together, maybe 0.1 in each direction. So amazing. 20 bucks, you could get two of these and have a ton of field of view, 250 degrees of an area. So that's probably the number one deal. If you're just tuning in, you wanted to see that right away. I'm going to go back over here and we'll get back on our list here. I have a few other items that I want to show you. The next one up is the one that Randy was commenting on. I need to bring that up here in the carousel. If you're watching on Amazon, there's a carousel of deals. Let's see, is it? I think it's that side. There's a carousel of deals that are going down that side, streaming down, and that has all of our stuff listed. I'm going to pick the next one, and I ordered a set of these last night only because I've used the Baofeng radios. I've used this specific radio, but this is an upgraded version. So I'm going to bring that up for you right now, and we'll take a look at this. If you have kids and you like to communicate with those kids, some of us don't, this can be really cool if you like to go camping. Baofeng radios, great family radio. So it's got the FRS band, it's got the GMRS band, it's got 2 ham radio bands, so it's a dual band handheld, long range, 8-watt capability, and it has multiple antennas that it comes with here. So, you know, this is the kit. This is an upgraded of the Baofeng UV5R, and you can see here the power output has been bumped up, so it's got 2, 5, and 8-watt settings. It does have an extended antenna, but the thing that I love about this one is the USB charging. So if we're on our boat, or I just have this in my backpack, or it's in your bug out bag, you can charge this off of a power bank. You don't have to use the desktop charger that a lot of these came with. This one does come with 2 of the desktop chargers, which aren't bad. So you can shove them in the desktop charger and then you go from there. But I actually love this for just person-to-person communication. And you're also saying, well, you know, why don't I just use my cell phone? Why don't I text? Why don't I use the Meshtastic system, which is great. All of those are going to be more than $20 each. So these are about $20.75, 80 cents each. And you have personal communication devices. You buy 2 sets of them. You've got 4 of these. You got 1 for each family member. If you do go hiking, you know, these things last a whole lot longer than a cell phone. I think I read that it has 60 hours of standby time. So if you have a backup in your bag that gives you that communication ability, you know, this is one of the really cool things. They are including in this version a 15-inch or 14.96 inches, if you're looking at, high gain antenna. So it's going to give you 30% more range. These are super duper popular. Now the kit that I actually bought, so there's this one that I'm showing you guys because it's got an amazing price here for Black Friday. But the kit I actually bought is the 2-pack of these. I bought the one that has the 2-pack with the wireless programmer. You'll see that little dongle on the side. Now I can use my phone to set all my frequencies and do all that setup and backup and restore. So if you want to clone all the channels and all the settings from one to the other for maybe your kids. The other cool thing is if you look on these, they actually have a lock button where the pound button is there. I do that for my kids. I'll set it up the way I want. I'll hold the lock button and it'll lock the radio from any dials changing. They include an FM receiver. You can also receive out of band on these, so you can listen to police, fire, sheriff where it's legal, if it's legal in your area. So those are pretty cool. David's checking in. He goes, put me down for 2 of the OG. Yeah, what a great, fantastic camera. The only thing is, the only cameras, that WYZE competes with are themselves. That's how amazing the WYZE product line has been. So the OG came out, and when I saw the $10 price tag, I was like, okay, I've got a wall of cameras. Here we go. I'll show you up here. I literally probably have 15 cameras hanging out up there and a couple OGs. I even have the OG stacker kit. So this is the one that has the telephoto, which unfortunately is not on sale. That's the upper one with the 3x telephoto lens. But yeah, I've got a ton of these cameras from different manufacturers, and the OG has features that a lot of the other ones just don't. It has the ability to do micro SD recording, which all of your Blink cameras don't have. So that's another thing to think about if that's important to you. So we're kind of hopping around here between deals to deals, but that's okay. We're having a good time. I will get into kind of a string of Scepter monitors and some of the other ones as we join here. I'm going to take a quick look at the chat, make sure I didn't miss anything. Any mouse brand except Razer and Corsair. Okay. He's got his preferences. So Jonathan Talks Hardware is there. Let's talk about portable monitors here for a second. I'm just going to go in the order that we have them here. So from Kato, this is an interesting one. I'm using a side monitor here. This is a new one that I'm testing out, but it's roughly the same size. So you can see a great use case for these. I've got my laptop and I'm looking at the chat and I'm bringing up price lists and other things that I can't show on this one, but I have a monitor that I want a screen mirror on this side. So I'm actually using a portable monitor, very similar to the Kato. It's actually not the exact Kato brand because I'm testing a new one. I have had this on the show before and it tested really well. It was an amazing portable monitor with a very difficult to love stand. That was the only drawback on it. It tested really well. It's an IPS screen. It's bright. It's single wire hookup, which is great. So you can do like I'm doing here. I've got one USB-C cable. I don't have power bricks or other stuff laying around. This was really, really cool to have. So they're showing the full 15.6 here on the side. There's the connection. So you have the mini HDMI. Right, is it micro? I think this is mini HDMI. It's the slightly smaller HDMI. It is a 60 hertz panel, so you're not going to be doing super high refresh gaming on it. But man, how cool is this to have something that literally fits in your bag that you can take around with you and plug in anywhere and have a second screen? Or if you've got a Steam Deck, this can be your primary screen. You can literally plug the USB-C in, output, and have a primary 15-inch screen when you're traveling, maybe this holiday. And the beauty of this is this does not break the bank. This goes on sale occasionally. I thought that they priced on Prime days, they actually had a pricing mistake, but they've done it again. So how can it be a mistake if they've done it twice? It is $59.79 for Black Friday, but they left a 10% coupon on. This is $54 and a few cents for a portable IPS display. Now, the only drawback on it, I said, is this stand. I really wish they had a different stand system, or VESA mounting, however you want to call it. The VESA mounting would be nice because then I can use it. I have, let me show you what I've got. I've got portable monitors. I put them to use here. I'll show you around here. I actually have all of my, that one right there is a VESA mounted portable monitor. So there is a really good use case if you want to do something like that with a portable monitor. And I use it as a Discord chat. It's another really cool feature. I think I did bring this one down to PDX LAN with me, and I had it as my second screen as a Discord chat on the last gaming event. And it's super light, super portable, tons of connectivity here. He's not in the meeting, but we got another mod showing up here. Zachary, welcome. Thanks for joining. We're doing a quick deal stream. The Kato monitor from Scepter is on sale yet again, $54. This thing would be awesome. I wonder if you could like put some magnetic sticky back on this. You could use this, Zach, on the side of your rack as just a data display because it is that easy to run, and it runs off USB-C, so you could power it with USB, and you could use mini HDMI in if you want. So really cool just for maybe a status display, but $55 is not breaking the bank. And there's this dude that did a review video of it. Looks very similar to me. There's the unboxing that he did. I'll pull this up. And again, video doesn't stream real well over this, but I'm going to pull a couple frames out of it. So you can see the size there and the single wire hookup. It's just coming up right there. Overall, I tested out the gamma, tested out all the color. Does have their new UI. It's not the joystick base because there's just not enough room to put a joystick on here, but it does have their more current recent UI, which is pretty slick. So from a pricing perspective, unbelievable pricing at less than $54. I'm going to check the chat and see how many people are going to buy this one. I need to pull this one up on the Amazon chat as well. I'm going to take a look here. So this is the Kato. Again, this is a brand by Scepter, which is known for making decent budget-friendly monitors. They prioritize price over a lot of features sometimes. So if you want to stand with gas built in, turning this, that, the other thing, tilt angles, they don't do that. They're going to let you get a gas strap monitor arm. They have speakers in every one of their monitors so far that I've seen. It would be a rare exception to find one of their monitors that doesn't have speakers, whereas a lot of the other brands are getting rid of them. And actually, Blind Tech checks in here. He says that he's running a 1080p 240 hertz C25 monitor. So I don't know if that one's on sale, but the 240 hertz monitors, they were the price leader on these things, that they were able to get them down so low in price. Now I see a kickstand mount. Oh, they've upgraded now. I was given such a bad time over the mounting option, and I missed this one. 5% coupon. They added a VESA mount on the back, it looks like, and a kickstand. So this might be another winner here for $70. I might have to go look and see if I can put that in my cart later. I got to talk to the wife, but yeah, you can see what you do with this, and a very clean IPS display. So if you're maybe doing photos and you want to show them to friends, or maybe you're showing them to clients and you don't want to all huddle around one screen, that's what I was showing earlier, is you could literally plug this in, flip it around, and show people from the other side there, which is pretty slick. So That's the Kato portable monitor. Trying to see if there's any of their other ones are on Black Friday sale, but it looks like they do have an upgraded one. The one that is on Black Friday sale, unfortunately, has the older mount style, which I wasn't too keen on. But if mounting is not your issue, if this little tiny tripod is good enough for you, that would be great. I see a couple people checking in. Mark's checking in. Welcome, Mark. He's on the YouTube side watching. Good to see you here. Thanks for joining. It is a completely live show, as you see. Monitor for displaying environments. Here we go. Certain temperature humidity sensors. That would be pretty cool. Yeah, absolutely. This would be a great little secondary monitor. Would I use it as a primary? Probably not. I'm going to show you a bunch of really cool options for primary monitors. And then Jonathan's checking in, is telling us another deal here. The Scepter C255B FWT 240, so that's the 240 hertz 25-inch class, is $117. So you can get a 240 hertz monitor for $117. The other thing is a lot of people dog the 1080p and a lot of people dog the smaller size monitors. But when you only have this much desk space or doing something like I'm doing today, a 27 or 32-inch monitor would just cover me up. So having something that's a little bit more reasonable in size is pretty cool. And here we go. Blind Tech, that's monitor I have. Okay. I'm going to go back out here. We're going to take a look at some of the other things. Gaming products. This is quite possibly my favorite headset. And it's going to be kind of embarrassing to say that because it's not super expensive. I have a $200 headset, and I don't even know exactly where I put it now. Is it over here? Oh, here we go. I can grab it for us. So we'll put it side by side so you can see us here. So this is your Audio-Technica wireless gaming headset. It requires to be recharged constantly. It uses this huge dongle that you have to carry around with you if you want to use it. And it crackles when I touch the mic. It doesn't last forever. You know, the audio reproduction on it, it's good. But what's funny about it, this other Razer set, I think sounds better. They're a plug-in wired set. You can see for $34. So if you want to know what's actually on my gaming station, I'll bring you guys over here. You can see them down here. This is exactly what I use. Now, this comes with a little carrying bag. $34.99 for Black Friday. A couple things I really like about it is it's a fairly minimalist design. The TPU on these, so it's not all the way to the ear cups. This is more of a cloth on the center, so it doesn't get hot like TPU can kind of do. This is from Razer. This is their Black Shark V2. I'll show you the link here. And if you are wondering about the links, they're all in the video description. So if you go to the video description on any platform, or if I'm smart and remember to tap on it here, you can see them on the Amazon app. This is 42% off. Couple things about it. This is your volume control for the game volume. So you can immediately adjust volume up and down. And at PDX Land, when I wanted to, tune into my game, turn the volume up. When I want to turn it down, I turn it down. I don't have to worry about hotkeys or anything or going into any menus. And a very simple tactile mute. You just push this button down and you've got mute. Overall fit and quality. I've got a big bald head here. I'm just pulling it out to the largest setting so you can see how big that is. That sits an inch above my head. So it's going to fit the largest size head. And I've actually had my kid, Maverick, who's 5, now 6, coming up this weekend, wear this. And you can see how much smaller it gets. I wouldn't have a chance to get that on at the lower setting. So tons of adjustability. If you're looking for maybe a stocking stuffer or a backup headset for a gamer, this is really cool. The other thing, I won't unplug it right now because it's plugged into my machine, but it has 2 kinds of connectors. It has the TRRS, so it's got the combination connector, as well as the dual individual inputs, depending on what your thing needs. And it's got I think a 13-foot cord when you add both of those together. So that is a fantastic product. I'm going to grab this. We're going to come back over and take a look at the Amazon page on it. 4.4 on nearly 20,000 reviews. And at this price, it's a bargain. Like I said, the Audio-Technica is over here. Zach TechTurf had these and he was doing streams and he sounded pretty decent on them. So I got that. The microphone sounds great on these other ones. And the ear cups are so good that it makes it incredibly immersive here. There's the 50mm drivers that they're talking about. It's going to work on PC, PS4, PS5, your switch. I don't know about Xbox. It should, but it doesn't have, like, I think the right adapter. We'd have to look. Hyper clear noise canceling mic. So they say that, but this is passive noise canceling. I should just point out most of these, because they don't have power. This is going to be the cardioid pickup pattern. So there's, with the foam, they're calling it passive noise canceling. It's going to sound pretty good. And again, go through several of these until you find the ones that fit right and sound right to you. But these are one of my favorites. And for $34, you can't lose on these. I'll give you a funny story. I actually bought these for my nephew. So he just built his first gaming machine over the summer. He did a great job. I bought these for my nephew because they're just that good. They're such a good value. And I paid a lot more for them than that. So that's a great deal. I'm going to check the videos just to see if I have mine up. There's my mug in here. So this is back when I was testing it. I covered the same exact things. If you're ever wondering, if you go to my Amazon page, I'm going to bring that up here real quick. If you just go to amazon.com/shop/thenetguy, if you visit here, it'll have all of the products I reviewed. So you get direct access to all of these. I had a thermal camera. I wanted to bring it on for this show. It's not on Black Friday sale, though. We have a couple other coffee makers and other things that are on sale. But, you know, if you're looking for some tech and you just want to browse through what I think officially of anything, visit that show URL that will be scrolling here at the bottom, hopefully. I need to put my caption back on. I don't know why my caption didn't stick. So scrolling at the bottom, if you visit that URL, you'll do this. I do get, in full transparency, a small commission, which is great. Helps me out. I bought all of these, for example, iPhone cases here myself, just to be able to show you, and got inspired by that. So if you're looking for any sort of tech, this is a great place to start, and you'll get a fair and honest review on those. So that was the Black Shark V2 gaming headset. Very cool set if you're looking for one of those. I'm going to check the chat one more time, make sure I didn't miss any questions. Volume knob on the side reminds me, reminds me of headphones my school used when I had a test in school. Yeah, that's true, Jonathan. He's saying that. But it's funny because I think of, like, David Clark's for aviation. I'm a pilot also. When I was learning to fly, I got a green set of David Clark's. They're the ones you kind of see in MASH or whatever, or, in aviation. And they have a big knob on the side. So it's a throwback to me to aviation. So it's kind of cool. Let's talk about monitor arms before we get into the whole Scepter series here. The monitor arms here, my favorite brand right now is Wanwo. That's, I think, how you pronounce it. And they have been incredible value monitor arms. This is a single gas strut monitor arm, $31.99 plus 15% off. I don't know if I did the math over here. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. I'm just looking to see if I did the math on the Wanwos. I did not. And you know what? I didn't include it in the video description like I normally do. Maybe I put it, I didn't put it in there. So, oh no, they're there. It's just after the Baofeng radio. Sorry, we're going out of order here. So this is $31.99 times 0.85. This is $27.19 after coupon. So $27 for what is one of my favorite monitor arms. It's got the WYZE 75 pattern and the 100. So maybe you picked up the Kato portable monitor. Maybe you picked up this. You could use them together to have an extra monitor way up high. That's another neat option. As far as mounting options, these come with both gland mount, which goes through your desk if you want to drill a hole. If you don't, it comes with a clamp mounting capability, up to 32-inch monitor size and 22 pounds. So tons of weight capacity here. What's funny is monitors are going the other way right now. They're actually getting lighter, in my opinion. I'm going to bring up the font size on Amazon here so you guys can see the fonts a little better. Well, maybe that was a little too much. So it's got the C-clamp or the grommet base here, and that's how it mounts. It can max extension forward, it says, is 15 inches or 17 inches up. Let me see. Is my video on here? Hey, there it is. Again, I really, really like these products. So you'll see I actually do reviews of them myself. I show you completely how to install it. So if you visit that page, maybe you just bookmark it, put it in your cart. You can come back there and watch my full video on this. I won't go through all of it, but I use Wanwo monitor arms all the time. I've used the doubles before, and we're going to go into the double, but what I found is you can actually buy two singles and you get a little bit more spread. I'll show you actually again here what I've got going on. Got to get everything turned around. Okay. So there you go. And let me get you on the right side here. Okay, so that's what I use on my studio side. So those are two different monitors on a monitor arm, plus another camera mount, plus a couple other things, plus a mini as well, you know, what am I thinking? Portable monitor as well. So yeah, that's how I use the monitor arms. By having two individuals versus a double, I feel like it gives me a little bit more control. But maybe if you just need that single monitor arm, you can do that. I did see somebody 3D print on the Discord the other day a holder for their kickstand on their monitor, on their second monitor, to put above. So because these monitors are getting so light and you have 22 pounds of capacity, that would be pretty cool. As Blind Tech checks in, he goes, "Isn't the weight matter more though?" The weight, yeah, on these things, not really. They're just these monitors. You're going to get a 30-inch monitor that weighs 12, 13 pounds. 32-inch monitors, you know, even the ultra wides. So, you know, they've come down so much in weight. It's pretty amazing. So that's the WYZE single. Let's talk about the dual monitor arm here. So this is the WYZE double adjustable monitor arm. Now, if you know exactly where you're putting this, if you're putting it on a desk, this can be one of the nicest mount capabilities I've seen. So this is their dual arm here. You can see you've got both monitor mounts. It's basically 2-in-1. So that instead of having one base at the bottom, you have two. This one is also on a Black Friday special. I don't think the discount's quite as much, but instead of buying two individuals, you can save a little bit of money. And it's $49 for this one. I'm going to go over and pick that real quick on the carousel. I'm just looking at our stats here. Okay, people are clicking on things. That's good. Good to know. I see it clicking on the Amazon side. It actually has given us some numbers now, which is kind of cool. Uberman's checking in on the YouTube side now. It says, I have two 2000s 32-inch TVs hanging on a dual arm. So there you go. There's definitely some arms that can hold a lot more weight. The nice thing about these being independent is if you have two different monitors, you can have them at different heights. If you want to do portrait for maybe coding or legal documents or other things, you can turn one of your monitors vertically. So you get infinite adjustability out of these. So Scepter monitors, we're about to get into the whole lineup of the Scepter, and there's a ton that are on sale right now. Most of them are not going to spend a ton of money on the stand. They put it in the panel. They put it in the electronics. They put it in adding speakers, which can be really convenient. So they did a little bit of that horse trading, but for, you know, 49 or as little as we saw 27 for the single, you can get yourself a monitor arm and have a better experience than with a really expensive panel with a built-in fixed stand. So that's another thing to think about here. So this is the dual, one of my favorites. I don't know if my video's on this one. I'm always curious to see if I pop up because there's so many tech creators now. Back in the beginning, I was like, I could count on when I uploaded a video, it would show up and I would be there. But I do have a video. If you go to my Amazon store, you can see that video if you want to know how to install these. So those are pretty cool. Just coming down here, we've got a few WYZE deals. We have one deal if you're looking for a gift. I'm drinking my coffee here. Sadly, this is just normal house blend. But I did do a review for the brand on this one. I'm going to pick it and see if it's in the carousel right now, because this is a really cool home gift if you're looking for something for your house, maybe for a significant other, which is what I did in my case. This is the Jevi single espresso maker. So it's going to be a single portafilter. It can pull dual shots. You can do shots back to back to back. It has one boiler in it. So when you're getting it set up, you need to switch between going through making shots, pulling shots, or making foam, making steam milk, making hot water. So this does have an upgraded feature on this new model versus the original one I showed you, and I showed this one as well. So it has this really simple milk frother. It's basically an aerator attachment. So this milk frother attaches to this one and you can adjust it left or right. So that's really cool. Oh yeah, this is Uberband's checking in. He goes, we have one. The wife, according to your girl math, has made so much money with it. Yeah, save some money. Quit going to Starbucks. You can make your own Starbucks. The other thing is, you know, when we're out of town and we're, you know, having coffee at places, we're so used to the strength of Starbucks. if you go to some of these stands, they don't put enough coffee, I think, in with their coffees. So you can dial this in. Maybe you want to have 2 shots in your espresso. Maybe you want to have a quad and you want to be jittery all day. You can do that. And you can make really, really good espresso at home. So very happy with this machine. The other, let's see if I think I'm actually on this video. Am I down here? Oh, there I am. So I got a 6-minute video all about it if you want to know how it works. I'm going to click on that real quick just so you can see some of the buttons. So it's got all of the different boilers. There's the buttons on the top and how it works. But you can use that machine to basically pull any types of espresso, and then you can learn about cappuccinos and lattes and all of the goodies that they have there. But this one is on sale. #1 bestseller in commercial espresso machines and coffee makers. I don't know how they got that category, but they're the #1. Really good ratings overall when you think of these. The price on a single espresso machine can go upwards of $500 depending on the Uber brands that you buy. This one, it's got 4.4 stars on nearly 1,000 ratings, so I was really happy with that. So my mom is too impatient to I'm just checking in on our chat here. My mom is too patient for coffee, so she kept her old way of making coffee: ground water, water in the machine, and then brew. Yeah, that can be convenient. There's also the pod system, but if you're willing to put the time in, I know my father-in-law really likes it, so it's kind of something you bond over. You can make coffee, especially when you have guests over. Instead of having the standard pot of coffee, maybe you're doing an after dinner treat, so people can do this. You can also mix it with other holiday cheer, make a coffee nudge or other fun stuff. I'm just looking to make sure I didn't miss anything before we run into the Scepter and the WYZE deals, because those are going to capitalize a lot of the remaining part of the show. I'm going to try to hit the peaks of the Scepter ones just because I know there's a ton of them and I don't need to go to every single monitor. But Scepter has done an amazing job. There's a couple standouts that I got to point out to you in here. We have a 32-inch curved gaming monitor with 240 hertz. So this is not an ultra wide. This is a 240 hertz. And it's a 1080p, but it's $150. So you get a very large screen, 32 inches of screen. The screen behind me, and it's hard to tell, but I'll bring you guys back over here. The screen behind me is a 32-inch monitor. The one up here is a 55-inch. So this is probably the largest I would recommend for a single gaming monitor. But if you don't want to be limited at all by refresh rate, that one, that 32 single, would do an excellent job. Built-in speakers. It does have their new UI in it. If I remember this one, it has a joystick control on this one now, or does it? No, still has the buttons on this one, but I believe this one has the new UI, which I like a lot. See if I have a video on it. I do not have my video on this one, but tons of really cool features. Speakers are built into it. Overdrive is built into it. FreeSync compatible, and it also might do G-Sync, but they can't advertise that unless they pay separate licensing. So I've shown you this one. 32 inches is probably the size that I would recommend to start curving the monitor. 27 is roughly the most I like with a flat. When I do video editing, I like to use a flat monitor. It's just kind of throwback. So that's why I use the 32 behind me when I'm doing video editing. That's flat. But a curved gaming monitor, 165 hertz. Now, just pure transparency, my stepson the other day said he wanted to get a higher refresh monitor so that his game would go faster. And I said, well, technically your frame rate is limited by your GPU. So if you got an RX 580 you're rocking and it's only getting 100 hertz, you're not going to get to the full 165 in whatever game that is. But if you're playing Minecraft or other games at higher refresh, you will. So the monitor can limit you, but also your GPU. So don't think that you buy a 240 hertz monitor or whatever and you get that higher one. So 240 hertz on the display port, 165, 144 on your HDMI. You can use this with an Xbox. That's another big thing. I get a lot of people are watching my reviews and then they come in and they go, hey, can I use this on an Xbox? 4:3, that would be bad. 16:9 aspect ratio, absolutely you can do on this. You can have those monitors. When you get to 21:9, the ultra wides, you're going to get banding. So you're going to have that. And then Jonathan's checking. He says, I personally don't care for speakers in my monitors, to be honest. Well, hey, that's fair. Absolutely fair assessment there. The fact that they're in there is a convenience thing I found, just for if I'm debugging something, I don't have speakers plugged in or or large speakers like I have behind me here on the wall dialed in, I can at least hear something and know that it's working. So I use them just kind of as a convenience. They're not going to be super deep bass or anything like that. They're kind of tinny, but you know, you do have an audio option. This would be a great single monitor for a kid's room. So 32 inches, that's what my girls have in their room, and they can use it as a second monitor. Or if you take a Roku stick or a Fire TV stick, Apple TV, anything, you put it on the second HDMI input, now you got a TV. So another cool feature, and it has speakers. So there you go. I'm just taking a quick look at the other ones. The price leader right now, if you're looking for a full HD, the lowest price full HD monitor that's 24-inch class has to be this one. What's funny is I use their 22-inch full HD. So here it is. This is the 24, and then this is the 22. I use this 22 in my boat. I have, like I was just saying, a Fire TV stick connected to the monitor, and then I have the monitor on an arm. So this is VEZA mounting capable. And so on the back side of it, I'm just trying to see if it shows you. These are super thin. Again, look how thin these monitors are getting. This is ridiculous that even a budget $57 monitor right now can be that thin with that thin of bezels. It's a great time to be alive here. HDMI or VGA connection. So I use the HDMI in, and I just make, add a Fire TV stick to it. And now I've got a second monitor in my boat. If I have my laptop, I can plug in to the monitor and use it if I'm working from the boat, or I can watch TV, play games. My daughter brings our PlayStation 5 and a power bank aboard, and she plays on that monitor as well. So kind of cool feature. So that's the best price, is $57 for a 22. I think this 20, and the only reason I wouldn't necessarily buy this 20 is it's only going to be 1600 by 900 pixels. So it's not technically full HD. So that's the only reason I would stay away from this one. But that's the smallest monitor you can get. I would start looking at your more portable monitors, the 16-inch class portable monitors, if you're at that range, because they're going to be higher. They're going to be higher pixel pitch. They're going to be better DPI, and they're going to be the full HD. So pretty cool options there. If you're looking for something maybe for the kids at a super budget offering, maybe a super budget PC. I'm going to go up here to their curved monitors, and I might have to go back out. Okay, so let's talk about this one first, because there's two curved monitors. Now, this curved monitor basically made my channel. It was the first ultra wide that I could afford, being a YouTuber. I didn't have a ton of money. I didn't have any YouTube money coming in. So I went out and bought the curved version, the left one here, about 4 years ago. So this has been the same essential monitor. They made some tweaks to it. They've updated some things here and there, but it is essentially the same monitor. It's got a VEZA mounting capability. The stand is the only thing that I would caution you about, is don't get this if you plan on just putting it on a desk, because it will be really low. But if you get that one-wheel monitor arm and this monitor, you will be infinitely happy. This is a VA panel, so that usually doesn't have as good a color, but it's a lot faster refresh rate. This is a 200 hertz VA panel. $149 is one of the lowest prices it's had. Again, they make a great deal on this one. But they came out with a new one, and they sent me this out, and I did do a review of this one. We took it to PDX Land, and a friend of mine actually used it on there. Until you calibrate it, the color wasn't perfect, and he's a photographer, so he kind of noticed that right away. But the color and the saturation is really strong. It has a lot of color gamut in here. So you can see here, HDR ready, IPS panel, 1 millisecond refresh rate change, and 210 hertz. But it's an IPS. So if you're going to do some video editing, you think maybe you want to start doing some YouTube, you can take this monitor, this specific one, and I need to go ahead and, sorry, I got to tag it in Amazon or people aren't going to see it. So let me go make sure I remember to tag this one in Amazon. This is an upgrade. So it is a little bit more, like $10 more expensive than the other one, it looks like. Just make sure I'm grabbing the right one. There's the IPS. Here we go. So 210 hertz. It's going to have the slim bezels. It's going to be an ultra wide size. So it's going to be 21 by 9. Now, what is the display on this one? Will it say? This is a 2560. So it's 2K DCI 1080. What that is 2560 pixels by 1080. So it's not your traditional 3440 by 1440 pixel. why this is good is it's actually about the same pixel pitch, almost exactly, as a 24-inch monitor on 1080, but it gives you that extra width. So the 2560 covers the extra widths on the side, but your GPU doesn't have to work nearly as hard. That's been a big problem in the past, is your GPU struggling to keep up with the 200 hertz demand. So back to what I was saying originally in this, you either have your monitor as your limiting gating factor or your GPU is limiting you. In this case, the monitor won't be that because it'll be up to 210 hertz capable. And then your GPU, if you're running maybe a RX 6700, I saw some of those were on sale. Maybe you're running a 6650 on the AMD side. Maybe you're running a 3060. You're going to be able to hit that 200 hertz in a lot of games with this monitor at the 1080p wide resolution, the ultra wide resolution. So this is a combination of both of these monitors are a great deal. I can't tell you not to get one. The only thing is, if you want curved, they have that for $149. That's the VA panel. It's a little bit older technology, but the curved capability, when you get that immersive curve, it's so cool playing games. If you're playing racing games, Flight Simulator 2024 just came out, so there's that. If you're playing one of those kind of games, and it does show the resolution right in the middle here. That's at 2560 by 1080. So not quite a standard resolution for ultra wides, but much easier on your GPU. This is a great one. I'm going to take a look in the chat and see if we got any questions on the chat about those monitors. I know we're skipping through a bunch of these. This was one that interested me because everybody's like, oh, talk about resolution. Those are only 1080p. I want my 1440p, or I want, higher. If we go into this one, they actually do make a 4K monitor for $167. It's a 27-inch 4K IPS, so very small pixels. And it's under $200. It's under $167 here, $168 technically. So that's a Black Friday special on it. Does have decent color around. This one has been around for about 4 years, so it's going to be their older UI. I believe did it have a D-sub? I don't think it has this. Looks like dual DisplayPort, dual HDMI. And there's the basics on it overall. And Blind Text accurately checking in, he says, crazy, 4K usually costs way more. Absolutely it does. You get a 4K 27, and again, I like dual 27s. That's what I'm running on that side of the room here. Like I said, that's what I run, is dual 27s on that side. I run a 32-inch back here for gaming if I'm running a single, but there's so much screen real estate on dual 27s. And then if you got dual 4K 27s, now you're running more programs per screen. The pixel pitch is much tighter. And as an IPS display, better for a creator if you're trying to do that. So very cool. And then just double checking gaming monitor deals. This is the 24-inch. Now, Blind Tech put in here about the 25 is available for $117. So not much more, and you can get the slightly larger monitor, 240 hertz. This is the 165 hertz, so 165 hertz max refresh rate, FreeSync capable. Look at the reviews on this thing. This thing sold almost 24,000. There's over 23,000 just reviews of this monitor. So high volume in here, 4.6 stars. So not bad at all. This is a kind of a mainstay of the gaming monitor market, and it's now below that $100 price point, which is fantastic here. I'm just looking to see what else they have, because a lot of times they'll link multiple monitors. Looks like they have a 27 in here for $89. They've got a 24 with VGA ports on it here. Looks like, and then they have a curved 100 hertz 24 for $79. So if you're not looking at 165 and you want to try out a curved monitor, less than $80 here on a Black Friday for a 24. Again, it's getting so crazy. And 100 hertz might be enough for you. I do want to see if it has a joystick control on the back, because, oh yeah, so this has their new joystick capability. So this is definitely going to be the new UI. Randy's checking out. He says, I'll see you Sunday. Absolutely. Randy helps out with the, actually helps out. He runs the whole show at the church right now. So we've done a lot of videos and stuff together. I'll see you there Sunday, Randy. Thank you so much. But yeah, this is a great monitor. The stand on this one, I haven't used this specific stand. I again, generally Visa mount mine, but it looks like it has that adjustability, and then you'll be able to tilt side to side or twist side to side. So pretty decent tilt. So that's an interesting monitor. This is a 2024. I don't know if I've actually tested the 100. Let me make sure. I don't see a video of mine on the carousel, so I might have to talk to my rep here and see if we can test this one again. That looks like an excellent deal for 80 bucks here. Just checking if I missed anything on these deals before we get into the WYZE stuff. So WYZE has been a huge supporter of my channel from when I was very young, and well, they were very young too. We got together, and a lot of my first cameras, my first IP cameras, were the WYZE V2. Then they had the WYZE V3. We went up from there to all of the different series of WYZE. They have so many cameras and floodlights and other features now. I use the WYZE home security system. The only thing I don't use is the WYZE routers, and only because the V1 firmware left me wanting a little bit. But WYZE has some incredible deals right now. I'm going to see if I can pull up the whole WYZE store here. And the only reason is there's so much for sale on Black Friday on Amazon that I'm going to see if I can do just WYZE, and if it'll let me go into the WYZE store. Okay, yeah, that's the best way to do it. So if you visit my show page, you'll actually see the individual WYZE ones, but these are the ones that I wanted to talk about just because they are so game-changing. You've got the WYZE Cam OG, which I have right here. So this camera that I'm holding up, and again, it's going to be real hard to see me, but there we go. So this camera that I'm holding up is unbeatable value. It's a 1080p IP camera. They are giving you the razor, and they're selling you the blades. They want to sell Cam Plus, and this benefits greatly from Cam Plus for package detection, person detection, things like that. You don't get all those false alerts, but it has the micro SD on the bottom, and that's an absolute game changer. It's huge to have that storage option for you, so you don't have to pay a subscription fee if you don't want to. So that's another really cool feature of the WYZE Cam OG, is that micro SD. But that said, Cam Plus is great. You can also buy the one over here if you want to get a free month of Cam Plus. If you pick this SKU, you'll get it for that 70% off price point, and you'll get a month to try Cam Plus at $2.99 a month. Now, I pay for the Uber Unlimited Cam Plus, which is like $100 a year, but I have so many cameras around my property and elsewhere that I can use them. There are a couple other neat options here. If you want something that's a little bit higher quality, maybe a better upgrade, and I'm trying to look and see if I have a V4 unboxed already, because I don't know if I do, but I did just get one that we can unbox together right now. Let me bring you guys over here, and that is the WYZE Cam V4. Now, you won't be able to get this one. And the only reason that you're not going to be able to get this one is it was a special edition for the new WYZE Day. This is, I think, their 7-year anniversary. So there's the 7 on the WYZE Day. So this is the V4. So it has all the same chops as the other camera. I'm going to put this all down here. Looks like this one comes with the black cord, which will be interesting. But this is going to show you a little bit about the technology within WYZE by pulling this out here. I got to take it out of its little bag, and then I can show you, because this special edition WYZE Cam that I ordered is the completely clear version. You can see the circuitry behind what makes a WYZE Cam tick. So it is a very small circuit in there for the IP camera, a speaker. I wonder what that is on the top. Oh, that's the antenna. So that's a flat antenna on the top there. Very nice. There's the spotlight, and then there's the interior circuitry of the WYZE. So this is the V4, but it's a special edition one. I just wanted to unbox this so you could see it. This one for $19.98 is going to give you a little bit better resolution. It's got the same spotlight. So think of this as like an upgraded OG. It's twice the price. The stand is going to be a little bit more flexible on how you want to angle and move and turn. It is magnetic also. So I just did that, and I can pop up my WYZE Cam wherever I want, right? So I can do that, put it on any side of a metal building or something. That is another cool feature of them. Unlike Blink, the WYZE cameras don't need a special subscription. The Blink cameras will not record continuously unless you are paying Amazon or you buy additional hardware, which I just happen to have, and I don't have it down here to show you right now. Let me go ahead and pick the WYZE V4 here on the carousel, so I get that going. So yeah, so if you want a V4 camera, excellent picture quality out of these, excellent features. I'm going to yank up their page here because they got better photos than I do always. But you can pick this up for $19.98 right now. Pet baby monitor. If you put Cam Plus on, fantastic upgrade for these ones. You can see 4.3 stars on 3,200 ratings. If I had to gauge, Blink, Eufy, all of the other ones, WYZE just destroys it. Now, there are a couple things that I don't like about the WYZE cameras. You have no exposure control. If they added like an advanced mode, like their pro camera should have the ability to do pro features. You don't have the ability to change exposures, or maybe you have a light area or a dark area, then you need to have some manual exposure control. That would be awesome. A great upgrade idea. And they're 20 frames a second. They're not 30 frames. So you do get some motion blurring if you're using them for a security camera at night. That can be a little dangerous. They do have the Starlight night vision sensor in all of them now here that I'm showing today. So that could be a game changer. And they're all waterproof. So those are some really cool things about them. And the price just can't be beat. So I do recommend Cam Plus. They just came out with a dual screen video doorbell, which I'm going to be checking out too. So that's another one that's on sale right now from WYZE. I'm going to go back to their page. We're going to look at a couple other ones. Probably my favorite security camera. And do I have, you know what? I don't have one of these. I got to grab one. I'm going to go out the door here for just 1 second, but I need to grab you a Pan V3. I have a stack of these Pan V3s for a reason. Okay, hopefully you can still hear me out here. I got to go out to my WYZE shelf. I got a whole bunch of stuff on the WYZE shelf. I'm just going to pull a random, brand new WYZE V3 here. So the Pan V3 quite possibly is my favorite overall camera. If I had to choose one camera to do maybe for security, this is the one right here. It has full 360 swivel, rotate, pan up and down 180 degrees. It has all of those capabilities. It has the Starlight night vision center, a sensor. It's a single-sided swing arm like a Ducati motorcycle. The engineering on this to make this camera move is brilliant. And to do it at $24, I can't think of a better camera right now. It is 1080p, so that's the limiting factor here, but the picture quality is so good on these sensors. The night vision is so good on these sensors. I bought like 4 or 5 of these to use as a security system as a test video in the future. I want to take 4 or 5 of these and put them outside on the eaves. They're waterproof. Again, you don't see that in all the manufacturers out there. And they have micro SD recording with that waterproofing capability. So you can put in micro SDs. They're a dime a dozen now. And with 4 cameras now, it's less than $100. If you buy 4 of these, you buy 4 micro SD cards or a 5-pack for $15 maybe, and you've got an entire security system for your house for that cheap. The second thing you can do is add the Cam Plus or the Cam Plus Ultimate, and now you've got a recorded, remote monitored security system with person, package, pet detection, AI, faces, everything. So this is one of my favorite cameras. Let's bring you back to Amazon so you can see it. Absolute bargain unit right here. You don't get much better than this. It is weatherproof also. So let's go see if they've got some of their stock photos, because they got some cool stuff here. So you can use it both indoor and outdoor, which again, game changing. Motion detection is there. It also has core or edge detection, AI. So the AI is actually in the cameras now when you start to get to these newer models. So the response time is much, much faster. And this is what I wanted to show you, this picture of it out in the snow, because it's absolutely true. You can use battery powered cameras. So this is the WYZE battery cam here, which I'll show you in a little bit. You can use those battery cam pro and other ones outside, but because they don't generate enough heat inside, they can steam up. So some of the outdoor versions, this one won't steam up because there's just enough heat because it's continuously on that I haven't seen these ones steam up. So great all around security system. Does have a privacy mode. So if you do choose to have one of these inside your house, excuse me, you can hit a button or tell it to go into privacy mode. You can also program these. We have our WYZE floodlight on the front of our house programmed that if it sees a person walking up to our door, it announces over our echoes that somebody is walking up to the door. So this was amazing on Halloween. I need to do a video on it the other day. So, but we had it. So when there was trick-or-treaters coming up, we were already knowing, even though we had our blinds drawn and everything, we would know that somebody was walking up. And I've just left it on permanently because it's great. And we got a chat message in here from Uber. He's saying, I like how the WYZE stores on micro SD and not just the cloud. That's absolutely true. And that is a huge differentiator with these products. So I'm going to bring you again back here. So Blink camera can match close to the price, cannot match the features of this. No spotlight on the Blink, obviously here. It does have night vision, but this is essentially rated for indoor only on a lot of these. The new one might be more waterproof, but this was rated indoor only, but there's no micro SD slot on it. So you end up having to pay them for storage or buy the sync module, which also has range and other issues I've ran into. Or you get one of these and you store all your video on a micro SD card. And that's what we do at our church even. I'm going to show you guys here as we get to the floodlight how I use this. Tracking too. Oh, I almost missed that. Thanks, Uber. He's helping me out here. So on this one, you can actually do motion tracking. So if you have a very large area, like maybe you've got a driveway and a garage, you can set up a patrol mode on this where it starts to go to the different areas and look back and forth. Very few cameras can do this, especially not at the $24 range. And then you can have it if it sees somebody and you want that person to be followed, you can have it track the person and the camera will do the rotation up and down, side to side to keep that person in frame. So it can be mounted upside down, right side up. Just double checking here. They've got a lot of social media here. Lawn TV's in there, a couple other people. I don't have my video, sadly, for this one, but it is one of my favorite cameras is the Pan V3. So not the newest camera. I'm going to be amazed when they come out with a generational upgrade to this one, but the price, almost 40% off. Again, 4 of these would make the ultimate security system because you have that patrol mode. You could have all 4 corners of your house tracking too. So very cool to see that. There are a couple more deals, and I do want to log in real quick on my phone. I want to make sure I'm not going to dox anybody, but I want to be able to show you some of the cool WYZE capabilities and one of the neatest features of the new WYZE. See, that's the thing, is I had not logged into my account. Give me 1 second to log into my phone here. And we'll do that. Let me know in the chat if you've done any shopping on Black Friday. What have you picked up this Black Friday? Are you looking for something specific or particular? Because maybe I've reviewed something. So now I have to sign in with a QR code. 1 second. We'll get this going. So, and I have to, anyway, I have to pick up the next one. I love passkeys for security because they're so much better than passwords. But man, you know, having to scan one phone with the other. WYZE has done a lot better job, I think, than even some of the other vendors when it comes to security. Let me do that. Okay. Yeah, it's pulling up right now. So we're able to see. I want to double check a couple cameras that we have and see what we've got. Okay, cool. Yeah, we've got our standard people there. I can show that camera. That won't be an issue. Let's put it that way. Let me come back over here. So let's go down to the WYZE deals. So there's the OG. There's the Pan V3. There's a few other models that are on sale right now. One of them, which is not shown on here, is WYZE has come out with the Floodlight Pro. So let me go do that real quick. So Floodlight Pro WYZE. So this is $119 right now, and I believe there's one that actually has the other options. There's the Floodlight V2, which is still a very solid, camera. It doesn't have quite the range, 160-degree field of view, has that passive infrared motion sensor. But this capability right here from WYZE is very interesting. I don't know why it's got such a low review, unless this is from a different company. No, that's from WYZE. I don't know why they're giving it such bad marks. This is one of the products I wanted to show you right here, which is the WYZE Floodlight Adapter. So let's say you have a storage shed. Maybe it's at your church. Maybe you have one in the backyard, and it doesn't have a light mount. you can actually use this floodlight mount that they sell for $19 to add a floodlight anywhere, and it comes with a 20-foot cord. So maybe you want to have a floodlight around the corner from your garage. You have a plug on the front of your house or around the side. You can plug this in, run it 20 feet in any direction, mount it to the side of your house, and now you have an electrical box that's waterproof to connect your WYZE camera to. So this was a brilliant make. And I actually use this over at our church, which is what I'm going to show you now. Let me see if I can mix this up right so I get you guys what we're viewing. And I will pull up my WYZE app, which is right here. I'm going to pull myself up here in the corner. I can turn my app sideways. So you can use the app to do everything. This is actually at our church. I'm going to bring this up here. We'll skip all the helpful stuff. So this is our church, and we actually use these cameras for security. We've had all sorts of issues. People dropping off stolen cars, people dropping off stolen dump trailers and things like that. But if you zoom in over here, you can see this is a 180-degree field of view, person, package, motion detection. This is on a light pole. We had an electrician just put a regular old outlet in it. And this regular outlet, we were able to use the brand new WYZE floodlight adapter on that pole to be able to mount this gorgeous camera. So now when we're doing services, we have our safety usher. They've got a tablet with the WYZE app running, and they can see what's going on in the parking lot. You don't want car prowls or anything like that to happen. So this has been really good. The reason I showed you that little tiny shed over there is the alternative option was to have to drill a hole, put a light box, an outdoor rated light box up, run electrical wire to an outlet, do all that. And that's a pain. We did that on that one, but this made it so much easier, and you can see the enormous field of view. The other thing I want to show you, and again, these can reach back in time. We can look day and night. People are walking their dogs constantly, but I wanted to show you this one. This is a live view of outside our storage shed at the church. So you can see, again, the incredible field of view. Now, somebody slammed the door a little too hard the other day, so it kind of tilted down, but we were able to see the whole parking lot in one camera, and you can look at the blades of grass here. So that's the detail that you're getting out of this Floodlight Pro, and then you can use it in conjunction. We've had people stealing gas. We've had people doing weird stuff in our parking lot, and this floodlight has been an incredible upgrade. And this is the WYZE app overall, so that's our church you can see there. But I have both inside, outside cameras, other things. I do want to show you the WYZE vacuum, because this is, again, another one that's on super duper sale. Last night we had Thanksgiving yesterday here. Last night we had the floor got crumbs and stuff all over it from all the people that had visited. We put the chairs up and we ran the vacuum. What's interesting is WYZE has one of the best LiDAR capabilities. So the laser range finding, it spins across the top of the vacuum. The vacuum is also on sale. We'll look that up. But I wanted to show you what the app experience is like, because if you look at these little light lines that are on here, that's the path mapping that the WYZE camera took. Now, we've got some really tough areas. So we've got a shoe organizer here, like in our entryway. That's what all those little tiny cubbies are. It went under each cubby and cleaned. We've got a table, and this was so funny. I noticed this morning. We've got a table with two legs there that go across a dining table, and there's a little tiny center bump on the spar that holds between the legs, and that's what it even found, and it avoided that. So you can see where it's doing this intelligent mapping. If you've had these other ones before, what you'll notice is they're just kind of like a child playing soccer. They're bouncing across walls and hitting stuff. WYZE is one of the only manufacturers that has a really good AI mapping. And let's go see what their WYZE vacuum is running on right now. So looking it up, I just want to double check if I've got the right one, because sometimes there's two SKUs, one for the sale one. There are two vacuums. Okay, so the WYZE one is available right now. It's $189. This one has been more in the past, and I believe when we get into the after show here, there's some options on this one, I can say. So fantastic vacuum. It will go over, I believe, up to a 3/4 to a 1-inch bump. So we have a pretty thick carpet in our living room, had no problem, bounces right over it. And welcome, Sherry. She's just checking in. Aunt Sherry there. Thanks for watching on the Facebook side. Absolutely live show today. We're going through all sorts of cool tech. If you hit the more button on the description on the live video, you'll get links to everything. I do get a small commission off of those links, just in full transparency. Blind Text saying, I'm trying to convince my mom to switch over to WYZE right now. Absolutely. That is good. This is awesome. Am I going to get myself in trouble? I avoid physical Black Fridays like the plague. I still have the shin nick from the shopping cart. Yeah, absolutely. So we got a couple people having fun here. But the WYZE products are fantastic, really. And you look at the ecosystem that they have, and they are all over the place with what capabilities they have. So from this vacuum, now there's another kind of vacuum from WYZE that we need to talk about. Oh, I'm going to have to pull up that page again one more time. Hold on one second. There is another WYZE vacuum, and my wife, when we saw the price on this one, we literally were like, okay, I think we need to order a second one for our boat. So if you have an RV, boat, second home, and you need something, maybe it's a vacation rental, and you need something small, easy to use, Amazon has got this. Give me 1 second. WYZE Vacuum S. Let's see. This is their cordless vacuum. Let me go share a screen here. I need this one. I need to... I managed to close one of the scenes that I need. So let me go screen share, window, this one, try it again. Okay, there we go. So this is the WYZE Cordless Vacuum S. Now, if I had to say one bad thing about this one, and there's not a lot bad, it would be the battery life. It says 40 minutes here. That's going to be on low, and you don't do a lot of picking up and running on low, kind of in the accessory mode like this. You could run around and clean all that. When you're using it as the tall one here, imagine you're going to get about 10, 12 minutes out of it, which is enough to do most rooms with this size of a vacuum. And that's on high to, super high, which it has tons of suction. It actually collects all that all that into, you see a child using it here. It collects it all into this bin at the top here. There's the turbo mode. I don't see the other pictures I wanted to show, but let's grab this. So this bin right here does collect all of the dirt, dust, and everything. And that little trigger, there's a little side button next to it, and that's going to allow you to eject this. So you can eject the bottom of it. Be real careful. There's a gasket that likes to fall out in the bottom of that. But this is $118 right now, so another discount from what it normally runs at here. There's one 5%. Again, you get multiple listings like this. So compared to other brands, not much different. They were selling batteries. I saw that in my, if I could buy a second battery. Okay, so they do have a second battery available for $60, which is, if you buy two of these, maybe you can share batteries. But that would be the one thing that I would like, is a little bit more battery life, but it definitely has the suction, definitely keeps up. That is another Black Friday sale that they have going on. So that's a few of our WYZE products. I'm just going to make sure that I didn't miss anything. If this is your first time here, I'm John the Net Guy. We're checking out Black Friday deals. We checked through all of these cool monitors that I have showing up here. We checked a few of these other deals, Baofeng radios. If you're looking for something to get yourself ready for your Christmas cook-off, this is going to be a great temperature probe. This might make a great gift before Christmas for your relatives. Maybe they're doing some cooking. Maybe they're cooking the prime rib. Give them something cool like this that's both a gadget and something that's going to last in their kitchen. So that's another one of the products that we were looking at today. We started the show with this ergonomic office chair, which is just a fantastic deal, in my opinion. I've really had a good luck with this one. If you're looking for something that's not going to break the bank like a Herman Miller will, but it has a vented back and lumbar support, this is a great one. We went through a few other items, some consumer tech here. Let me know in the chat if there's anything that you want me to go back and look at. And then we looked at some WYZE gear. I've never actually used the Battery Cam Pro, which is this rechargeable outdoor one. The nice thing about this is it is got much more capability than the original WYZE Outdoor. So this is the Battery Cam Pro. This is like the only WYZE product that I haven't done a review on. And so I asked them, and they did send this one out because it was on the list. And so I said, let me get a look at this one. A lot larger battery than the original WYZE Outdoor, but it is solar power capable. So it'll work right now. This one is available for $70, which for a large battery powered camera and the resolution that it has, the HDR capability, those are all in this. It also does have the color night vision, as you see there, and it has a spotlight built in, which is some advantages over the other one, which didn't have those capabilities. So just seeing if I missed anything, it's going to be a 2 or 5 gigahertz. 5 gigahertz outdoors, not usually a big thing. And again, weather resistant with a 6-month battery life. That again is dependent upon conditions. So that's another one that I'll be checking out here pretty soon. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. This is the WYZE Cam OG Black. So they have a black version of that if you want a camera that kind of hides out there. Let's go take a look and see if I missed anything. I think we're coming down to the end of the deals, at least on the live part of the Amazon Live. And then we're going to switch over here. Yeah, we've covered all of the Amazon ones. There's a couple that I want to take a look at, but they're not on Amazon. So I'm going to have to say goodbye to the Amazon folks right now. I want to thank you guys tuning in. If you are shopping on Amazon, again, I do get a very small commission. Cast Ahead, he's in Amazon saying very cool that the camera does that. So I think he was talking about some of the WYZE cameras we were looking at. I'm going to say goodbye to the Amazon people, but we are going to stick around here because I do have a couple other things I got to show you guys. So stick around here and we'll say adios to the Amazon live stream, which means that I'll shut that one down later. Okay, so the Amazon folks are gone. Now I can tell you about some of the other deals. This is kind of funny, but Amazon has rules where I'm not allowed to direct you to other stores, which I would completely understand while I'm live on Amazon. Let me talk to you about some of the WYZE direct deals. So WYZE has the capability to ship through Amazon. The deals I showed you on Amazon right now ship same day, next day, they're prime shipping and everything. WYZE has fulfilled by Amazon, basically, where you order the product from WYZE and Amazon will do the final delivery and actually can even do the billing. So let's go take a look. What I wanted to show you was the Black Friday deals. Now, again, same pricing on the Amazon on most of these, but there were a couple that were exclusive to WYZE, so I need to give you that now. So same price again on the WYZE Pan V3. These links are in the description, so you'll see that. Hey, good morning, Mike. Welcome to the show here. Mike, you would be a good candidate for the Pan V3. This thing's so much fun if you want to check on your RV or you want to check on your properties or home remotely. That is a very cool camera. Maybe you can ask for that for Santa for Christmas. But here's some of the other models they had. So they got the Floodlight V2 for $49. Floodlight V2 is still a very good product. I can't dog that one at all. The Doorbell Pro for $70. One of the advantages, let's go talk about this one. One of the advantages of the Doorbell Pro, and this is the doorbell that I use on my porch right now. Let me see if I can pull that doorbell up on my WYZE just to give you kind of a sample of quality here. I'm going to do, oh, and it's not inside cameras, it's outside cameras. But I want to show you this Doorbell Pro. One of the most distinct advantages of the Doorbell Pro is actually the battery power that's in it. So if you don't have a plug, and many people don't have a plug on their doorbells, you can actually use this thing with the built-in battery. Now, of course, I'm going to show you my porch here, which is looking a little bit rough only because we have a bunch of relatives over here. So there's the phone, there's the porch. A couple of interesting things about it. This doesn't fill the screen, you notice, right? Well, that's because it is technically a full resolution image, left to right, all the way 180 degrees. And if I hold it up vertical, you can actually see even more, I believe, top to bottom. So it's got a very large field of view, which is really important. It does have the capability. There's, oh, my mom was just leaving with my wife, so they're heading out. It does have replay capability, so you can absolutely do that. But that's the WYZE Cam, WYZE Video Doorbell Pro. They did come out with a new doorbell, and I didn't see it on their Black Friday list, but we'll double check. Let's see. There's the Doorbell V2. Now, this is the Doorbell V2 for $29. This one does require power. Let me pull this up. It does have a chime controller here. It only has the single camera, but they added a micro SD to this. So this one is actually on my shelf. And for years, we asked them to add a micro SD storage, just like Uberman was talking about. you know, on there. And Mike's coming back in. He says, my roses, someone's cutting them. So yeah, if you want to catch the rose cutting, nipping thief, you can put one of these Pan V3 cameras outdoors. It literally is waterproof, just to have wherever it's powered from and the cord protected. But the end of it and the whole camera is outdoor waterproof, motion tracking, the whole works. But yeah, you can catch that rose thief there, Mike. So then we come back over here. These are the different ones. They're sold out of the OG at $9.98, but definitely buy it from Amazon if you want that. What I was going to show you was this bundle of the black camera, which they didn't have on Amazon right now, but it is available from WYZE, and I believe it ships from Amazon anyway. But this is a black floodlight with this floodlight adapter. So if your house, you don't have an electrician, you don't have the money to pay for an electrician, and you wanted to add a floodlight somewhere outside of your house, I can do this like my storage shed. Again, I've been putting actual floodlights in, but this is going to be a game changer. I showed you what this looks like at our church, but you can use this adapter that you see there and a 20-foot cord to add a floodlight anywhere. And then the Floodlight Pro, one of the best, that's the one that I used again at the church just because it's a great security option. Also features the micro SD card, also features Cam Plus and all the person package detection. So very cool. That's again from WYZE. I'm making sure I didn't miss anything on these deals. That's the main core of the deals at WYZE. If you do come into, I want to see if they have their other deals listed. It looks like they have the Camera Pro with a bundle for the solar panel, which saves you about $15 more. They have the cordless vac. I was trying to see if the WYZE vacuum is on here because I thought the WYZE vacuum was also at one of the lowest prices. Let's take a look at the smart home vacuums. Okay, so you saw it. This is the lowest price. Mike, you got to get one of these. I'm going to send this out as a kind of a blast to the family. There's 17 left. I think you guys could all destroy these. I showed this a little bit earlier, but let me see if I can actually pull up. Oh, I recorded a video of it. I'll have to show that to you guys later. But let me see. If I pull up my vacuum here, you can see the path mapping. This can do multiple floors. $99.98 is an amazing deal for one of these. Ours, we've been using it for 4 or 5 years now. It's been fantastic. I can't necessarily I'm not going to get any commission off these, but I do want you guys to get it. They don't have this on Amazon, but I am going to post the link in there. WYZE vacuum super deal. This is one of my favorite deals right now. I just put that in the chat, so you should see that depending on which platform you're on. You can go to this page and you can get it for $99.98. I'm going to have to order at least 1 or 2 more of these, maybe 1 to replace ours, just because the brush on it, I think we discarded where the spare brush, and my wife the other day broke the bin, the tab on it, trying to take it out, and she didn't know what she was doing. So she broke the tab off it, but it still works. So it's kind of funny. But one of the best vacuums out there, it has that LiDAR sensor. This is the game changer when it comes to planning and routing. So this is a great deal. Can only get it from WYZE Direct. That's why I couldn't tell you about it during the show. I can get in trouble on Amazon, but I'll put that on my show now. I have a wife for vacuuming, LOL. Yeah, so do I, but she loves this thing. If you want to win brownie points with the wife, get a robot vacuum. She's not being replaced. She's just being enabled to watch TV or hang out with the kids or spend more time with you. That's the goal. But my wife loves this. She insisted last night that we have all the chairs out of the way so that she could get a full run. And as you change your furniture around, this thing can map your entire room in 4 minutes. It runs one pass to kind of figure out where everything is, and then it'll run forever from then on. And it has obstruction detection, so if it runs into something, probably one of my favorite deals today, I would say. Between this and the WYZECam OG being $9.99, $9.98, those are the two just no-brainer deals that I would say buy at least one of. I'm trying to see if there's any other deals. The cordless vacuum. This handheld vacuum is sold out, but I don't feel bad about that one because it also suffers from battery life. Doesn't last as long as it probably should. But I did use that on my boat pretty successfully for about a year. And I don't think that there's anything else. I just want to double check They do have, and I was looking to see if they had any deals on their LED light strips, and I didn't see that. Maybe it's on their website. No, they still have their Pro light strip and their regular light strip. The Pro can react to music. It's got a little bit more features. This is also individually controllable LEDs, so you can have every other one be a different color. Whereas this light strip, I think it's the whole light strip has to be one color. So those are both pretty cool. We've used those in the house. I don't see anything else here that I need to show you from that website. There's a couple other websites I'm going to pull up real quick. I'm going to bring this one over to you. This is for my network peoples. Let me get this in here so it shows up. Hopefully you guys can see this now. This is from UBIQUITI. Now, I just got signed up with UBIQUITI as a creator, but I've been a long time customer from their very early UniFi gear, from their Edge router stuff. This is prosumer tech for routing, internet networking, corporations, small, medium businesses. The only place I don't see this being used yet is in massive multinational enterprises, but they're breaking into that market too. We use this as our church, and I don't know if I can show you without doxing people IP addresses and whatnot how some of our interfaces work, but let me see if I can do that real quick. Give me 1 second. I need to add a tab here. The management capability of the UniFi platform is pretty fantastic. You know, we have our church. I'm actually streaming right now through a UniFi UDM Pro, and I'm going to get this screen up here. I just want to show you kind of the level of networking that you get. So this is my system right now. And I'm just going to increase the font so you can see a little bit. There's my IP, ignore that. Gateway, I'm on Ziply Fiber. I've used 2 terabytes since the last reset here. My load testing that it runs automatically. These are all of the different machines that I have. So this is fantastic hardware from UniFi. I can look at my network topology. And again, it's pretty complicated here, but you can go into like each item, what each port is doing. So UniFi makes an incredible small to medium business networking system, and it all is based again on that UniFi OS. So the UniFi Express for $109, if you're looking for a super powerful core router, it also has Wi-Fi 6 capability built into it. This is one of their newest ones. If you're a business looking for something, they've got the Dream Wall here. They are the first company that came out with ether lighting, which is a lighting effect that you can essentially get on your switches, which nobody thought they needed, but now everybody must have this because it looks really cool in the rack. But these are commercial grade Wi-Fi units and mesh systems. So I've deployed this for some friends that have different websites. They're also breaking into the Protect game now. So I don't know if I have mine on Protect here. I think I might. Let's see what we got. UniFi Protect application. There's my side yard here. Not great picture, but this is a Reolink camera connected through my UniFi interface, storing on my UniFi UDM Pro. So I have this UniFi UDM network switch, and I'm able to do that. So Protect is their new NVR platform, but they opened it up to everybody's cameras, which is a big game changer. So compared to Reolink, this is, you know, going to make things a lot different. And not only that, they came out with their own cameras now and their own doorbells. Again, this, if you had a business and you wanted to do some of that, you know, more high tech stuff, more commercial rated, these would be them. There's the Gateway Lite, which is again just the features of the router capability. And then they get into some more advanced tech. So just wanted to show that they were having some really cool UniFi Black Friday deals. You'll see more of this from me. There's a link in there. I do get commission if you buy something on Black Friday here with that link. So thank you again if you do that. I'm going to say hi to Ben Robinette. He's checking in on the YouTube. Good to see you, Ben. He's got a whole bunch of different cool tech. We played around and did some stuff last time I visited Ben. So UniFi makes some really cool stuff. That's one of the things we were looking at on the sale deals right now. The last one I wanted to talk about was if you're into 3D printing. Now, I don't usually like to show items that I don't have in stock or haven't used directly, but man, Bamboo Labs, if you're looking for a 3D printer right now, this is the year of the high-end 3D printer. The last 2.5, 3 years, printers have gone through just a revolution of performance, speed, materials, 500-600 millimeters a second print speeds. They're making, models in minutes, which used to take hours. Now this one looks a little bit advanced because it has the ASE, is it, or AMS? Sorry, they have two different terms, but you can actually buy this mini 3D printer for $199. It's a little bit of a misnomer because it has this big AMS with it, but this mini one I literally just bought for myself yesterday because I want to do some printing, and even people that have the higher end 3D printers are buying the base model mini to do quick prints. I want to be able to have it here in my office running in the background, not interrupting me, but just churning out prints. And the drawback on this one would be the more limited build plate. It's 180 millimeter build plate, but the quality that you get from this thing, the ease of use, the speed, it has the same hot end and the same end as the A1, which we'll show here in just a second, just a smaller build plate. And I love this single-sided arm again, but I'll be interested to see how it does. It also has a lot of that anti-vibration capability in here to just make your prints even that much better. So if 3D printing was anywhere on your wish list, this would be a fantastic option if you're looking for something like that. And you can't beat it, $199. I did not buy the AMS with this one because I want to do more research and I want to maybe look at a filament dryer and some other stuff. So I bought this one to start out with and get me used to the Bamboo Lab platform. But the neat thing about this is this shares a lot of capabilities. The AMS is identical, the hot end is identical, all of that with the A1, the full-blown version. So let's take a look at the A1. That's the next one that we had here. This was one that I'm struggling not to buy. Let's put it that way. So 256 millimeter cubed build plate. So it's about 30 millimeters, an inch, inch and a half in all directions, bigger than the original like Creality 3s and the most of the 220 cube sizes. It does have the ability to run the AMS and print in multiple colors. Just gorgeous colors. I didn't bring the printout I wanted to show you, but I did have a brand send me some filament, which looks like it'll be amazing. So you can buy for $299 a upgradable 3D printer that has fantastic out-of-the-box capabilities. You can do this all with a phone now. You're not flipping around little micro SD cards everywhere. You can do this direct from your phone. It has a built-in camera and app and everything else. The Creality I have was about the same price as the Mini, but then if you want to add the app control, and it's about 3 times slower. So something like this would be a major upgrade if you're trying that. And if you want to go into multicolor printing, now you're looking at $449. Again, I get no commission off any of these, but these are deals that I'm tracking, things that I'm excited about. Let me know if there were any 3D printers you're looking for. Uber's asking, are there any fumes cabinets you would suggest? Now, that's a really good question. If you're going to print ABS or any of these other more elaborate types of filaments, you could get a cabinet for that. There's an enclosure that I just bought that'll be on a future show for the Creality to help keep some of the heat in, because in the garage, any of these open air printers will do that. I'll say that there is another option if you're looking, Uber, for protection. You can go with the P1S or the A1C if you money is no object. The P1S is that next brand above the A1 Mini, the A1 combos. This one does have the AMS that's on top of it, which is also enclosed, so you get that dry filament. Again, this might be the jump for me to go from a Mini to like the P1S. It does have an incredible 2,000 millimeters a second. So what would that be? Is that like 20 meters? That would be an enormous amount of speed acceleration. Uber says he needs an exhaust fan to pull the stink from 3D printing. There you go. But this one is a fully enclosed cabinet, so some of those have filters and can actually make it a little bit better if you're printing in an area where you need to also be. So that can be another interesting thing. You just nailed it, Coffee. A1 Mini is a great holiday gift for friends and family members to get in the hobby. Now, $200 is a lot of money for a lot of people right now. I know the economy has not been great on people, but it's also much less than it was 10 years ago because of inflation, and hopefully wage inflation helps with that. you know, $200 to get into any hobby is fantastic. I think I spent that on one of the other Crealities that I bought, and I bought that for my nephew for Christmas year before last. And I don't know if he's used it as much, but that mini is so much easier to use. You're not using the piece of paper to set the bed heights. It has all of these kind of things built in. It's kind of a fully automatic 3D printer. So coming back over to that mini on the, if you're looking for something you've never 3D printed before and you just don't want to go wrong, this can be a fantastic option just to get into the hobby of 3D printing. Now, buy the one that doesn't have the combo AMS yet, and you'll get just single color 3D print capability. But there's so many prints out there that print in one color. I am working on printing a case, a PC case, like a NAS device. This one won't quite do the bed size that I need for that one, but the other ones will. So we're kind of going back and forth. But this one I wanted to get just because it's a great lead-in. And then I think I'm going to actually give this one away as a present to somebody. So with my little kid, Maverick, you know, he's 5-6 years old this weekend. And with a phone app, he's using an iPad right now. Because this printer doesn't need a super complex slicer, you can use it with their slicers. But because you can do this all right from your phone, you can basically, you know, plan and print and send to your printer right from the phone app and monitor it with the camera. $199. I don't know how they do it at this price and make such a high quality product. So that's what I'm going to do with the A1. Now let's talk about a different brand here, and then we'll wrap up, which is the Anycubic Cobra. Now I have never used any of the Anycubic devices, so I have to do that in full disclosure here. This one is a crazy price though, $379. So you saw that the A1 combo was $449. So that's $70 difference. Does make a big difference. But this one is $379. That was co-created with the Pantone Color Institute. It does have a larger 250 millimeter cubed build area, so that would be really cool. They're calling it their ASE. I think it's their Anycubic expansion system, which is their multicolor print capability. So there's an example of it. Not to get myself demonetized, but the 3D printers that print in multiple colors, they have to eject some of the one color of the filament and get the next color loaded. They do that all automatically, but they have to poop. So these things will spit out a small amount of filament off to the side here. And if you're doing a lot of multiple color prints, that can do it. This one uses a little bit, wastes a little bit more filament than the A1 combo, but this has a built-in filament dryer, which is something that's really interesting to me because I'm printing in a humid garage. So, you know, compared to an open air AMS like with the A1, I'm really struggling and going back and forth because I love the idea of having a filament dryer that you can just put your filaments in there, even if you're not printing something, and you can tell it to dry your filament out. So that would be really cool. So you're not wasting these filaments, which are not cheap. You know, they're per kilogram. I think they're between 15 and 25 bucks a kilogram, depending on the type. So that can be really powerful. So this one is from Anycubic. It does have very similar quality. There were some firmware delays, I think, which some people were upset about, and I'll say, and that's something that was interest to me. So I'm kind of torn between those two. I don't know. I'll check the chat here and see if anybody has any good advice. Uber saying presents. I don't know. That's a pretty big present. We'll see. Maybe my wife can get me that as a present. But comparing this to the A1 combo is probably pretty legitimate. And that price for Black Friday, I don't think you could beat that. So this has been John the Net Guy. I wanted to thank you guys all for tuning in for this Black Friday deals stream. I will be back another time today. I know that an hour and 48 minutes was probably not enough time with me, but I do have a really fun project coming later this afternoon. And let me see if I can just pull it up real fast. And let's see, Thermal Take Tower 100 Net Guy. Then I'll look for images. I am going to be building Eleanor. This will be fun. Let me pull this up here. This is, you know, if you remember the Eleanor from Gone in 60 Seconds, this is my Eleanor. This printer, or not this printer, this computer that I made long ago, I shipped it on Java and we shipped it down to Florida. And I had nothing but problems with it. It was like, you know, when he's in the movies, like start, no, don't start, you know. This is a Thermaltake Tower 100. I'm going to be building an Intel 12700 unit in here. We're going to also have a monitor from View Edge Monitors. It's a gaming 27-inch that I'm going to check out. A couple other quirky little things that I'm going to throw in this afternoon show. We'll do a real unbox of it. But we're going to build in this case, and ignore the price on this one because it's actually much less now. But we're going to have a 4060 going into it. So you're going to be kind of a budget mid-level gaming machine. Should be around $700 price point. And we're going to build it all live. So I'm going to be one of the only people building live on Amazon. We might have some adult beverages here if you want to tune in. I'm thinking that's going to be around 5 Pacific time, kind of heading into the evening here. Got some things I'm doing this afternoon. But if you're just tuning in, this is John the Net Guy. This was a deal stream. I would recommend if you want to check out any of the Black Friday deals and help me earn a small commission, it's that URL that's scrolling along the bottom, amazon.com/shop/thenetguy. Hit that very first link. It's going to give you a list of all of those deals that I've curated for you. And who knows, maybe by this afternoon, I know Zach Tech Turf just put out another deal list, which had some cool items. Maybe we'll check on some of those. But if you're just tuning in, thank you again. This is the end of the show. I appreciate all of you guys. Wow, that number, all of you guys that hung in there to the end of the stream. And I will catch you all in the next one. Thanks a lot. See you later.